Yep, like everybody's life, man. If it ain't one thing, it's another. I'm tired.
Bring on the fire, bring on the rain. Nothing can take you down. Crashing like thunder, steel in your veins. Nothing can take you down.
Come on, let's go talk to your mom.
Sage, come. Good girl. Good dog.
So I broke my leg back in February, my femur, my thigh bone, right above the knee. We've got that healed up to about 6 months in a straight cast. The problem is that the rotation and flexion in my leg isn't back to normal, and that is...
See, the broken one is still off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to show it on here.
So, yeah, we broke the leg, but the tendons in the knee have not stretched out yet. We're having a hard time. So, and the other issue that this has created...
He's distracted by this. Puppy life. Right when you're filming, there's a puppy.
She's just whooping that mattress is wrong.
All of a sudden, she decides to show all out, huh, Sage?
You give that mattress what for? You give it. Yeah, so the long story short is that I have a chronic risk of pressure sores on my left and right trochanter, kind of your little hip bone down here. And my right side has developed a pressure sore that is serious. That serious pressure sore will prevent me from going to Quartzsite this year. And I may have to take a trip to the hospital. The only medical procedure to help with this pressure sore is plastic surgery, and I don't need plastic surgery. I don't need no kazungas, or I don't need a nose job. But they're gonna want to do plastic surgery on my hip. In itself is not that big of a deal, but we are talking a minimum of 8 weeks post-op in a bed in a VA hospital down in Long Beach.
And you've done it before. You've had surgery on that same hip.
Had the same flap surgery that they are talking about doing in 2016. So it is an understatement to say I'm reluctant to go. I don't want it. My doctor signed off on a polystyrene. Basically, it's a pool noodle. It's a foam noodle. So I have a large absorbent pad on top of my wound. We're going to use the pool noodle approach, which basically will be a 2-inch foam circle. And the absorbent pad with the Cadexamer antibiotic will go on that. And then this 2-inch, basically styrofoam donut, goes on top of that. That should prevent any pressure from being put upon that wound. That's my biggest culprit.
But what's causing the pressure?
Well, I can only lay on my sides, left or right, at bedtime or in bed. And it's the seat and a seat cushion. Those are the only time I'm getting any pressure. Seat cushions are carved to my butt. They're mapped for me personally, but things can change. Even at one point where I had a stable hold or a form for my backside, if things change a little bit, it can cause serious injuries. So I do have an appointment with the occupational therapist and the physical therapist, and we're gonna go map my rump again, make sure it's not my cushion that's causing problems.
Because your leg, being that it's healed and it's different than at the time when they gave you that cushion. Like your leg was up in a cast.
Yeah, I got this cushion before I broke the leg. And then my leg set up in that stand in a straight position for almost 6 months.
So it's most likely could have changed where you're sitting in that seat.
Yeah, I don't know about most likely. Like you were showing me the other day, your joints can actually rotate, and my toes could be pointing out more, causing a different direction of pressure. And if the wound is there, it could be this cushion and the power chair cushion are the same that I had before the break of my femur. And I don't know what's changed, if anything has changed. I don't know if the cushions are appropriate still. I just don't know.
Well, for one thing, you were tired of the hospital and being in the hospital, because you were in the hospital 2 weeks when you broke your leg. So it's not like you're eager to go back.
I don't know how many people go to the hospital in their lives. Most of us have an emergency here and there. Have a pregnancy, have a loved one in the hospital. But I'm tired, man. I really am tired of the hospital. Tired of doctors. Calgon, take me away.
That's what the puppy's saying, apparently, as she takes her bed all over the floor. Yes, you. Look at that face. And then we've got brother barking in the background.
Gunner's barking outside.
So with the current treatment, they have you on that
iodine-based antibacterial
gel that goes in the wound.
Mm-hmm.
And it inhibits bacteria and helps create like a layer of protection, a little bit of protection.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like a scab.
Put that on a big absorbent pad, bandage on my hip. You can even use we call it those underwear liner absorbency pads that when it
basically the woman's Kotex works really well.
It's not women's. It says for men. It says men.
But it's got a good cushion. It's got a good absorbency and a cushion to it, so it works well.
It works really well for it. What's going to happen is this little donut
Pony?
styrofoam from a pool noodle is going to become the next greatest medical invention ever, and I'm going to patent it. I don't even think about doing it before I get there.
Hold on, puppy life. Puppy has a new a cat toy she's playing with now. She is something else. Rushing around getting toys as we record.
Tell me your beagle is half cat without telling me your beagle is half cat.
It's literally a cat toy right there. It's a fishing pole with the fish on the end that she's there playing with right now. Okay, so what's the prognosis? How long do these things take to heal? Or tell
ideally it would 8 weeks at home if the donut worked great. If I didn't get an infection, if everything went fantastic and I'm able to stay off of this as much as needed, I mean, we're at least 8 weeks. And everybody knows how well things go when you got this schedule.
Well, I'm just,
So, and then you're still talking another 8 weeks, even if you go in for surgery. Even if I went in the hospital, it's a minimum 8 weeks.
and you've had other friends in chairs that have had chronic issues as well that have been in and out of the hospital. So it seems to come with wheelchair life a lot.
The atrophy that comes with paralysis, and that's the shrinking of the muscle tissue. Well, that muscle tissue provides prominent bone with cushion. So instead of being a nice chunky little butt, like a baby's butt, I mean, my hips and bones are about as padded as your elbow. And when you sit on that for hours, or you're sleeping on that for hours, it can cause problems. Just like,
And because you're not walking, you're not getting the blood flow that you would normally get it as somebody that's ambulatory. The weight on the bones that are important, all that stuff.
the
Weight on the muscle.
development and sustainment of muscle tissue. It's just I don't have it. Even as spastic as I was.
So if they had to do surgery, they would do what? Or they talked about filing down the hip bone,
Yeah.
which doesn't sound pleasant.
No, literally taking a surgical cheese grater and filing the top of the boniest part of that bone, the pointiest part of that trochanter. They just, and then when that's done, they cut out a section under your skin, and they have this way of turning it while keeping all the blood vessels intact, like you're freaking Frankenstein, and then they stitch it back up. I've got the scar on my leg from the initial surgery. It looks like the Burlington Northern and Santa Fe Railroad. It goes halfway down from above my hip, halfway down my thigh, and then makes a loop back around.
To say it looks like a big V or something.
It's a nasty scar.
Yeah. And that wasn't easy to heal in the hospital either, right?
No, and then even when you get home, after you get home, you still gotta be super sketchy with it. I think a lot of people, especially in the medical community, they get a little bit stressed out when stuff happens. I don't. It's just not my nature. My doc was not happy to see this, and he wants me to come down and go to the hospital, take care of all this stuff, but I'm not gonna. Tanya wants me to go in the hospital.
Well, not necessarily want you to go in the hospital. I'm hoping that they come up with
She wants me
something.
to deal with it in a more direct fashion. And I'm working on it. I mean, come on, man. I'm developing new medical procedures with pool noodles. You're not going to find that just anywhere. I'm a thinker.
I mean, your resiliency is commendable. I mean,
It's astounding.
I mean, it is good that you don't panic over every little thing, but I just want it taken care of. I don't want it to get any worse.
I agree. I can deal with that.
So your plan is to go get it remapped at least.
Yeah.
The cushion.
I'll go down there and I'll see my doc and I'll listen to them squawk. And
Oh, and you've had wound care nurses too, but we've had lots of bandages. That's one thing we didn't mention is you have over the years you've had a lot of professionals.
Yep.
And there's lots of different bandages that we've tried. I mean, we've tried a lot.
Yeah, remember the one that stunk all the time?
Oh my God, there was one that absorbed in this foam and it stunk. It smelled like death.
10 minutes after you put that thing on.
It smelled like a dead body.
here's the long and the skinny. I'm not gonna do anything I don't want to do. I'm not ready to go in the hospital, so I'm not gonna go. I don't give a damn who you are, what you say. When I'm there, I'll be there, and I will know it is time to ramp up the care of this wound, the care or whatever situation, to a higher level. We're not there yet. I'm not there yet, so I know that I can't go camping. The mattress is a camping mattress. It's not designed for wound care in our van.
And explain that we can't have a bigger mattress and the reason.
We could, but I wouldn't have a realistic way to hop into the bed.
I mean, you can't go higher, hop higher.
The mattress now is like a 3-inch mattress.
It's a 4-inch
Okay.
foldable for a reason mattress.
The point is, it won't work for me right now. Now we are thinking about getting a thicker Tempur-Pedic type of mattress and mounting a hoist or a cable winch type of mechanism or system up on the top where I can roll, strap under my shoulders, hit the button. And I can use my arms to turn around and set myself down in the bed. But we're not there yet,
and we have the trifold mattress to help us get into the battery compartment. So if we go with the bigger mattress, I don't know, it'll be tough for me to manage that mattress and be able to pull it up and check the batteries or do anything in that compartment, as I've explained in previous videos. So that makes it a little more tough too. It's not like, I mean, being disabled, it's hard. I can't lift a bunch.
it makes choices limited.
It makes choices very limited. So we chose that mattress to make life easier. And it does in one way, but not in another.
And like everything else in life, it doesn't. It's just out to screw me. It's out to screw me, man.
And somebody commented and said, well, why don't we get the bed platform that lowers and hires?
Yeah, jack lift.
And that, whatever, happy jack system or whatever. But that won't work for us because our bed's as low as possible on those wheel wells. I mean, there's no way to lower it.
Box.
But it's on a remote. Yeah, it's on a toy. It's a toy hauler bed, basically.
Yeah.
And people, or what I didn't explain before, or maybe they haven't seen it. It's in our van when we got it remade for wheelchair friendly. We had the bed made as low as they could go.
Right, the
frame is
on the fender wells.
Yeah, so you cannot go lower. Anyway, what else do you want to say?
That's about it, man. Don't stress. I'm all right. It's just another bump in the road, another hurdle to jump. It's not as difficult as my beautiful wife having to deal with the puppy. Because it's a little demon dog.
No, she's great. She just gets frisky.
Snarly teeth. Right. Cujo! That's about it, man. If anybody has questions about it, let me know.
Well, I had to deal with you with a broken leg for 6 months and now not being able to travel again. So, I mean, I don't know when you'll ever be able to travel in the van again. So it's stressful.
A couple weeks, I'll be all right.
Right.
A couple weeks, all right. Oh, trigger warning. There's a couple of pictures that may go up of the actual sore. Trigger warning. It's gross. It's kind of a bummer, man. But
what do? You just roll with it, right?
Life throws you a curve. You just roll with it.
The puppy was like, what the heck? When you
Dad,
did
what's the matter? Dad, what's the matter?
This is his current seat cushion that is in his non-electric chair. He's got a separate cushion that goes in the electric chair. Anyway, this is an old one, but it has been mapped for his behind. They literally carve the cushion and make it per his mapping. But as you can see, there's a tear in the one side. So he needs a new one anyway. So he's made the appointment to go and get a new mapping for a new cushion.
Good girl. You'll be the rabbit hunter. You'll be the rabbit hunter. Ow, they bit me.
She's getting frisky.